Hello everybody, Ricky Moction here, and welcome to something that is incredibly late. This is my team that I used for the Paldea United Draft League in Season 9. Now, this season already happened, everything is already done. However, I thought that it would be fun to go over all the battles that I did, as well as all the ideas that I had planned. So, this was my team lineup, and one thing that I wanted to do with this team, I wanted to try and go for more of a balanced team and try and figure out that play style because I'm more of a hyper offensive player. So I wanted to try more balance. But I still had some Pokemon that could be offensive instead of defensive. Like Latios, Rotom Heat can kind of be played a little bit more offensive. And shockingly enough, I used offensive Articuno a lot. So that is one thing that I figured, putting in a little bit of power on the other side of things could end up actually being pretty good. And then, I've got Sneasler in the back. Sneasler was my last pick again, shockingly enough, and I figured this time I would try and do Sneasler even better than I did last time, where I really did not end up using the full strength of Sneasler until near the end of the draft. Near the end of the season, anyway, so... I wanted to try and do more with Sneasler. This time I wasn't built into it. I kind of let Sneasler stand on its own a lot more this season. Last season, I had played with Paldea United Draft League. I ended up really focusing on too many things, and so my team really wasn't all that coherent. This time, I tried to focus down on just a few things, that being like a good defensive core with like a carry in the back, that being Sneasler, and it really ended up, well, you'll see throughout the games here, so... So game one here. Let me make sure that things are good. Okay. So game one here was against Albearmancer. And this one, so he had Hoopa Unbound, Rotom Frost, Urshifu, I believe that is Rapid Strike. We can actually just go and chat. Actually, no, I don't want to like spoil a bunch of the kills, so... but he also has Muck, Cinderace, and Terapagos. So, a pretty good team on his side, very offensive. Meanwhile, on my side, I've got a very defensive core here. If I actually do go over here, I should be able to find the teams that I was running. So, yeah, so here we go. So I had Boots Articuno, Tinglu. This was an Assault Fest set, leaning more into the offensive set. This was also an offensive Articuno, Terra Ground this week, but I also did bring Chestnut just in case I wanted to go for more defensive Terra. Rotom Heat with an Ability Shield. I believe that he did have a Mold Breaker Pokemon that I did not want to have my abilities taken away from. And because it has been a while since I have looked at this, Endure Weakness Policy Sneasler with U-turn. So sometimes you would not want to U-turn out after getting the boost, but this was my way of saying Sneasler can still come in and like pivot around or like do a lot of damage, and then be able to U-turn out, pivot out. So I'm not just locked the Sneasler in the end game, and then just a standard defensive Vaporeon. So he started with Cinderace. Overall, not like a bad lead for me. He didn't really have any good leads. And offensive Tinglu here. Yeah, okay, so Urshifu Rapid. Offensive Tinglu here was really like my surprise, and Chestnut here was my take it into trying to deal with Urshifu as well as I could. So he does get up Toxic Spikes here, but because I do have Sneasler, I can remove the Toxic Spikes quite easily. And because my Sneasler is not an endgame Sneasler, one that like I just have to only bring in the endgame, Sneasler can come in really at any time for the most part. So like right here, I can bring in Sneasler and be fine with it, because I can save Sneasler for later. I can get off. I could have close combated there actually, I guess. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. Rotom Frost, I believe, was also his other Terra Captain, so he had 2 Terra Captains. The funny thing was, he had Black Sludge, Terra'd out of the Poison type, and took some Black Sludge damage, which was kind of unfortunate for him. This was a pretty interesting Terapagos set that I do remember. This was Stealth Rocks with Body Press, and I'm like, Body Press? Really? Okay, that's strange. It also has Protect, but like, really, I was really confused about this because like I was very much worried about like a Rapid Spin Combine set, and it just did not end up being that. Here though, I kind of sack off Rotom. I did not. My only form of hazard removal on my team was Galarian Weezing. And so that's one thing that I unfortunately didn't do the best in building into, was actually building into more hazard removal. I knock off the Citrus Berry there, which was pretty good. I wanted him to get as little value from that Pain Split as possible. But so far, like, this game has just been kind of a standard game in how it's been played. The Drain Punch on the Urshifu, though, was kind of cool. And this was something that was absolutely hilarious. So, one of Chestnut's abilities is Bulletproof. Did you know that Pyro Ball counts as a bullet? I did not need the Terra there. Yeah, Chestnut was completely safe. I did not need the Terra, but I really also, this game did not need the Terra Articuno all too much. The Terra on the Articuno would have been nice, but, you know, it wasn't completely necessary. I get a Wish Pass into Tinglu, though, healing it up a very good amount. Tanking that Energy Ball with the Assault Vest and the Vessel of Ruin, making it pretty easy to tank. Terapagos finally gets back up to its Terra Shell, but I am in a very, very good spot right now. So here I just flip turn, knowing that, like, you know, I can take whatever this Urshifu throws at me with Vaporeon, getting the Wish Pass into Sneasler to where, you know, it is very, Sneasler is at a point to where it can very much clean up, especially because this Terapagos set is something. So overall, in this endgame, like throughout the entire game, I was just playing it slow, playing it at my own pace. I didn't want to like try and overextend with Sneasler, because if I did lose Sneasler, I pretty much knew that I was going to lose the game almost on the spot. But here though, Sneasler being faster than Urshifu, you know, it can't really do too much. It takes Terapagos here taking that resisted hit due to the Terra Shell, and it does take the second close combat incredibly well, but at this point, you know, Sneasler is at a point to where it can just keep clicking close combat. There's nothing that Owlbear can do, unfortunately, so... You know, he played this game the best that he could, but really, you know, the defensive core that I had was just a little bit too unbreakable. Between Vaporeon, Chestnut, Tinglu, while being more offensive, even with the Assault Vest, still able to take some good hits and getting the Wish Passes onto it with Vaporeon. And while Rotom Heat didn't do too much this game, unfortunately, it was still an important member in my mind for the team prep. So, you know, that was week 1. But we can also just jump right into week 2. We got plenty of time in this video. So week 2 here, that would be this one here. So this one here, we are fighting Monkey Man Stan. He's got himself Araquanid, Feraligatr, Chi-Yu, Petrarant, the Dunsparce, and Whimsicott. And let me close that tab. So here, I'm running Assault Vest Chestnut, Black Sludge, Galarian Weezing with the Defog because he's got the Araquanid. Wrong tab. Because he's got the Araquanid, I don't want him getting up web. I don't want him keeping webs up. Although my team, looking at it, it doesn't really worry too much about the webs. Because like my team is either slow or floating. So like, you know, the webs don't do too much to me. I've got an offensive expert belt Latias here. It's kind of like my quote-unquote carry for the game. Tinglu, being Covert Cloak, is my answer to Petrarant. Petrarant cannot do anything really to Tinglu with the Covert Cloak. Sneasler, this is a Choice Scarf Sneasler, attempting to try and switcheroo the Choice Scarf on the Petrarant. And then Rotom Heat is just a fairly standard, especially defensive. I was very worried about a lot of his special threats, so I mostly ran a lot of special bulk on a lot of my mons. Let me turn this down before I hit play. Missing the Will-O-Wisp turn 1, unfortunately, as he does get Stealth Rocks, and he just Throat Spray Boom Burst. It does a lot more than it's actually kind of oh my god, it is a quite interesting set. And then he's got the Roost there. So even though I'm like full specially defensive with tablets of Vessel of Ruin, the Dunsparce was doing a good amount of damage with that. But he does get up both of his hazards. And this was kind of like the big problem for me was, well, not just that pretty much. I let Galarian Weezing there take way too much damage. So, you know, I've already started this game off fairly poorly. And so I've started this game off fairly poorly, and it just is going to continue to get a little bit worse and worse. I feel like there's still like a good chance that like I can maybe get in Weezing later to try and defog this stuff away. But at the moment right now, my team is my Sneasler with Petrarant at where it's at. Sneasler is kind of useless this game. If I can get Petrarant, if I can KO Petrarant, Sneasler can win. But I have to be able to KO Petrarant. And I was also able to figure out that I believe the Chi-Yu this game was Choice Scarf. Unfortunately, though, you know, this Whimsicott protecting on the switcheroo kind of caught my switcheroo, and so, you know, I don't have that surprise factor anymore. I was expecting him to immediately go Petrarant, to kind of wall off Sneasler, but unfortunately that's not what he did. He played that very smart, very safe, which kind of unfortunately did not help me in the slightest. The also kind of unfortunate thing, because I am Assault Vest on Chestnut here, I really do not fight Petrarunt well, as my only real answer to Petrarunt is Ting Lu, and Ting Lu is already getting very weak. And with Petrarunt, about to say Petrarunt having the recover, Ting Lu cannot do enough damage. I can just try and waste off the recovers, which is what I'm doing right now, but you know, I'm gonna get, there's a chance that I'll get fully paralyzed. He'll be at a really good amount of health. So I try to make the aggressive swap in the Latios here to threaten out the Petrarunt, but there's really not much that I can do. I tried to get the Wish Pass onto Ting Lu here to like get it back to a more comfortable spot to be able to fight the Petrarunt. However, Feraligatr here just DDs, and with the webs and the amount of damage that my team has taken, trying to deal with Feraligatr right now is going to be very tricky. It is not loaded dice though, it is Life Orb, so it only does get the 2 hits on the scale shot. So, you know, I was thinking like, oh, okay, you know, Terra Dragon scale shot, that's kind of cool. So like right now, like it looks like I'm in a very good position. However, Sneasler cannot really touch Petrarunt, so that is my big problem this game, is the fact that Sneasler is kind of useless. So really, instead of it being like a 4-on-3 right now, it is kind of a 3-on-3, and I'm about to lose Ting Lu here. He's just waiting for me to get fully paralyzed. I'm just going to keep clicking Ruination, hoping that I don't get fully paralyzed or miss, but I get fully paralyzed right there. Finishes me off with the Boom Burst. Whoop. Okay. I was getting an alert. I'm guessing the weather's probably going to be getting bad here soon. But yeah. Unfortunately, though, not much that I can do. But he played this game very well. Not being able to get the Choice Scarf onto Petrarunt was kind of unfortunate, to where I could not really free up Sneasler. But you know, I did the best that I could this game. But he just played a lot better than I did. So you know, good games to Monkey Man Stan. Able though to take out the Petrarunt, but unfortunately, because I was able to discern that this Chi-Yu is Choice Scarf, Dark Pulse just takes me out. So that was the first 2 weeks of the Paldea United Draft League. I'll be doing 2 weeks of video. So next video will be weeks 3 and 4. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I just realized my thing was kind of off. I did not notice that because I was not looking at my OBS. That won't be so whoopsies. So yeah, it's gonna look more like this next video. But I hope that you all enjoyed this video. There's a lot more draft content coming up. A lot more videos going to be coming out probably throughout the entire rest of July, and probably a lot of videos coming out in August. So if you like this video, drop a like, subscribe for more so that you don't miss any notifications, and I hope that you all have yourselves a fantastic day.